have quite a few clients who struggle with social anxieties and just general insecurities and personal identity issues. And they think that they have to somehow change their personality to come across as more confident. Not so. Today I'm going to show you 3 social skills that don't require you to say a single word. Think about the people that you admire from a distance. Could be a celebrity, but preferably somebody you've interacted with personally, somebody you've been able to be in the same room with and really recognize, how do they stand? How do they interact with people? What's their posture like? How do they respond to people coming up to them? Like, what is their aura, per se, or like, what is it about them that makes them imply confidence and self-assurance and respect? All these facets of their behavior implies something that's really strong and powerful, and something that you're probably drawn to in some way. So today we're going to look at 3 of those specific social skills and how you can start implementing them right now. Number 1, posture. As you're looking at me, I'm kind of slouching, I'm kind of like leaning over in my chair, my shoulders are forward. I probably like put my head down a little bit and like look up underneath my eyes, kind of a thing. But you probably wouldn't look at me and be like, oh, that girl knows what she's talking about. But look at the transformation. Posture. So powerful. So number 1, stand up straight. I don't care if you're the shortest person in the room or the tallest person in the room. I want you to stand up straight. I want your shoulders back. Imagine that you got a string all the way through your spine, from your belly up to the top of your head, that is pulling you up. We call it your carriage, pulling your carriage up so that you are erect. Now this can be hard if you don't have ab muscle support, or maybe you're not used to it. It might feel a little uncomfortable, but that's because your body's not used to that. That's okay. We can teach the body how to react better to length. So we're going to lengthen the body, lengthen the spine, upright. Chest is lifted, shoulders are back. It's kind of like Princess Diaries all over again, but in your life, because there's something so powerful about the poise of posture. Now, standing up straight might be easier when you're standing, but when you sit, maybe you just naturally like hunch and slump and sit like this, because let's be honest, it's comfortable like that sometimes. But after a while, you might notice, my back kind of hurts. That doesn't feel great on my neck, especially if you're like hunched over a computer. So even when you're sitting, imagine that same string lifting you up, giving your back the S shape that it naturally has in your spine, and giving yourself the ability to breathe lifted. And that's going to exude that same amount of confidence as if you were standing and had that straight posture. Listen, at 6 feet tall, I'm usually the biggest person in the room unless my husband's there with me. And I usually wear heels, so I'm an average of 6'3". Now, if I wanted to, I could slouch all day long and like get down at the lower level where a lot of people are more comfortable, and I could just slouch and talk to them like this. But that doesn't make me look or feel good. So I don't. And if it wasn't for my parents who taught me to really appreciate and value my height, I wouldn't be like this. But if there's anything more that you need incentive-wise to stand up straight in pictures, it's because it makes you look thinner in photographs. So if you kind of hunch like this, yeah, there's models that do that in catalogs and stuff, but that's because they're a size like -4. So if you hunch and your shoulders are like this, it tends to make us look a little bit bigger. But if you stand up straight, you're actually going to look thinner in photographs. Shoulders back is really key here. So like I said before, the people that slouch have a variety of reasons that they do that. Maybe it's just comfort. Maybe it's lack of ab support, because it does take ab support to really hold a good posture like that. And it could just be insecurity. So remember, if you want to look secure and confident, just straighten your back. That posture change alone can be so powerful in giving you a completely different look than insecure. Number 2, smile. This may seem like an easy one, but you'd be surprised at how many people really struggle with this. Because when we're tense and uncomfortable, smiling is not a natural reaction to that discomfort. So if you're in a social setting where you're a little bit uncomfortable, your face is probably looking the same way. Let's say you're hunched a little bit and maybe you're just kind of frowning or like a little bit tense, tight, not really comfortable. Your body looks that way unless you change it. Posture up, smile on your face. It doesn't have to be a big, cheesy, creepy grin. It can just be a pleasant, smirk of the lips, kind of looking around, nodding to people, smiling, whether you're in line at Starbucks or whether you're in line for the grocery store or whether you're waiting to pick up a pizza, whatever it is. Instead of just kind of standing there frowning, like waiting for somebody to screw your life over, what if you just kind of looked like you were okay with whatever was going on? Because a smile kind of sounds like, I'm in control of this situation. I'm okay. It's okay. People rarely smile when they're in their routine, whether they're on their commute to work or they're in a meeting or they're just kind of going about their day. Naturally, our body just gets focused and it tenses up. That's normal. But a smile forces us to relax a little bit and relieve a little bit of that tension. Everyone expects us to be kind of frazzled and irritable and a little bit tense when we go about our days. So don't do what they expect. Especially if you have anxiety or depression or something, especially when your body wants to do nothing more than just frown and be miserable. Challenge it. Do something different. Smile. And make them wonder what you have to smile about. People who smile look like they're just in control of their life, whether they are or not. Number 3, eye contact. Obviously another basic one, but something that has kind of been lost in this age of cell phones and something we just don't do enough anymore. When you're in a conversation with another human being, whether that's a child, a baby, an adult, the cashier at Target, whatever it is, make eye contact with them. Don't be looking at your phone. If you're in a group of people that are just hanging out, maybe in your dorm or maybe out at the park or maybe at a restaurant, and you guys are all kind of like haphazardly chatting in between, scrolling on your phone and kind of looking around at things and like, oh, haha, yes, back to my phone. That's not intentional, and that's not exuding a lot of self-confidence, because that means that you're not comfortable making eye contact and being really intentional with another person. So be the person who sets their phone down and makes eye contact and listens to the people that are chatting with them. Listen with your eyes, not your ears. If 90% of communication is nonverbal, that means that your eyes are one of your most valuable listening tools. Eye contact is respect. And that's why some are really intimidated by it and some weaponize it as like a really intense intimidation tactic. Maybe some people don't know what it's like to be given healthy respect just for the fact that they're a human being and worthy of it. So you giving them that eye contact and listening intently, it's basically saying, I see you and I respect you. So the next time your wife or your mom or somebody yells at you like, look at me when I'm talking to you, you know that what they're actually asking is, I need your respect. I need your nonverbal communication with me, that you hear me and you see me. She just wants you to listen. You're welcome. So for you introverted people or people that struggle with social anxiety, recognize that all 3 of these social skills require no communication. Standing up straight, making good eye contact, and smiling are not these really difficult skills, but they exude so much confidence that you look like a different person when you do them. So try these skills out next time you go on a date or want to ask somebody out or have a meeting at work or just hanging out with people, and see what different, responses you get from them. And let me know how it goes. See you next week on This Full Life with Kelly.